Hi, we just uprooted our family. So here I sit in our new house. We're about a week in, and we're now in a new city, in even a new county, and that's feeling pretty drastic. Uprooting your family is a really big change to make, and I feel like change for moms can be especially hard. It's hard on everyone. Moving absolutely is hard on everyone, and I think as moms we can sometimes take on everyone else's hard too. We can sometimes shoulder the burden of our entire family's happiness and well-being and safety and just everyone's life experience. We can sometimes take that on as our responsibility, and I think that's why change can be especially hard for us, because there's a lot of unknowns with change, and our brains usually equate unknowns to danger, right? It doesn't know what's coming. It doesn't know anything about this new whatever it is, so in my case like house or city, and so it can be very resistant towards change because it just doesn't know, right? It doesn't know if it's gonna go well, it doesn't know if we're gonna be okay, and it's just trying to do its job of protecting us and keeping us safe. So we wanna override that part of our brain to move forward with the change or embrace the change, whether we're choosing it or not, so that we can have the life experience that we're wanting. So today I wanted to talk about something that's just kind of been on my mind a lot, something that's been very relevant to me during this time of change in my life. And I just want to kind of bring you into what the experience has been like, hoping that it will help you during times of change. Maybe you're on the brink of a change, or maybe you're in the thick of a change that it's really been a struggle. So, something that our minds do really automatically is they come up with a main thought. So coming into this big change, it's a new house, and I of course knew what the house was like. I knew that we were downgrading in size, and I knew that we were coming from about 1,700 square feet and going down to about 1,100 square feet. So it would have been really easy for me to have kind of the main thought during this move be, the house is so small, right? Like that could be a very prevalent thing on my mind. And as I'm kind of thinking that and seeing things in that way, our brains automatically look for supporting evidence. They look for supporting proof to support that thought. So if I'm seeing this house as so small, picture me like putting on a pair of glasses, maybe like sunglasses, because I already wear glasses. Putting on a pair of sunglasses, and everything I'm looking at now is through those lenses of this house is so small. So as I'm unpacking, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, the kitchen is tiny, or these cabinets are so much shorter, or the closets aren't as deep. Like this house is so small, and oh my gosh, we don't have a garage anymore. There's nowhere to put the bikes. This house is so small. All these supporting things are just popping up left and right because that's what I'm looking for. Compare that to what my actual thought has been, thankfully, coming into this move. I have been thinking so much, I love this house, right? Like obviously we picked it out, and I have really had the perspective, I love this house. I love so many things about it, and as I'm kind of allowing that to be on the forefront of my mind, without even trying, my brain is actually looking for that. It's looking for proof of that. So, gosh, I love these floors. Oh my gosh, I love the 5-minute drive to school, and that my husband's home from work in 10 minutes. I love the backyard. It has a backyard. Like, I love these neighbors. They are so friendly and so nice, right? I love this about it and that about it. And I loved the price that we pay. I love that it has a basement that we can finish. There are so many things that I can be basically looking for without even realizing it to support that whole foundation that I love this house. So compare those two experiences. On the one hand, I'm seeing through the lens of this house is so small, and that brings a lot of negative feelings. I feel anxiety of like, what are we gonna do with all this stuff? I feel some discouragement of just like, we just don't have enough space. I feel nerves. I mean, it's different than anxiety, almost like genuine fear of like, we are gonna outgrow this house so quickly. There's just nothing but negativity around just that life experience, right? That experience that I'm having around this change of moving, it's not creating an awesome experience for myself. Versus the opposite, where I'm filled with a lot of excitement and motivation and contentment and happiness, gratitude. Same house, two very different perspectives, right? I mean, you hear the phrase, it's all about perspective. That is absolutely the case. So I want you to play around with this with any change in your life. I feel like as moms, a change that we encounter a lot is changes in our kid, right? Our child is constantly developing and growing and changing, and that can be really difficult to handle as a parent for a lot of different reasons. I think number one, it's a bandwidth issue, right? We figure stuff out so well, and then something rocks the boat. Our kid isn't doing that anymore, or now they are doing this other thing, and we feel like we're back to ground zero, like needing to figure this out. I think another reason why it's hard is there can be a real sense of loss for a past stage. They were doing this really cute thing, and now all of a sudden they're not doing that anymore. Or, you know, my kid is walking now, and I actually really miss like when they were just crawling around, and you know, that can be a hard transition to make. Even as our kids really are growing and maybe going into school, or just every age brings different things. And so there are constant changes around parenting, especially. I mean, change is a given in life. Anyone, I think, would agree with that. But I think especially as moms, change truly is the name of the game. And our ability to cope and adapt and really thrive with change can be the make or break. So notice those thoughts that you're having. You're just about to experience a big change, maybe you just did, and just stop for a second and ask yourself, what's on my mind right now? Like, what am I thinking about this? Maybe like, why am I so resistant to this? Why am I not liking this new thing? Or what am I worried about? And what comes up will give you a lot of insight into how you're seeing the situation and how you're continuing to see the situation. Because remember, that main thought, you're always going to find supporting thoughts. There's going to be a lot underneath that one main thing that is continuing to basically just fuel the fire in a good way or in a bad way. So take a look at your life. Take a look at the changes coming your way or the changes you just experienced. Give yourself grace. Give yourself a lot of credit that you are dealing with it, you're handling it, and try to get to a point where you can actually choose on purpose what glasses you want to put on. How do you want to see this new thing? What experience do you want to have with this change? Because change for moms is a given. And whether you're uprooting your family or just dealing with the normal everyday changes that just come no matter what, you absolutely can thrive even in the midst of change. So wish me luck, as I continue dealing with my huge change, and I wish you luck with yours.